From the Chesapeake Employers Insurance Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, it's America East Conference men's basketball on ESPN+. This afternoon, it's the New Hampshire Wildcats taking on the UMBC Retrievers. And hi again, everybody. Gary Stein with you alongside UMBC Hall of Famer Rick Moreland. Phoebe Florian is our sideline reporter today. And let's get right to it. Our America East Conference standings brought to you by Air Force Reserve.
Yeah, after the first two games of the conference schedule, here's how it stacks up. Vermont, NJIT, UMass Lowell are all off to 2-0 starts. UMBC, who had a bye in game one, got their first conference win on Thursday over Maine as the Black Bears dropped to 0-2 in league play.
So it's interesting. Let's talk about that game. Maine made a defensive decision to run UMBC off the three-point line.
Yeah, UMBC back in the day, as most people remember who watch these games, UMBC loved to get up and down the court and shoot early in the shot clock. UMBC sort of slowing that pace down. This team, New Hampshire, they love to push it. They want you to play defense the entire shot clock. If not, get shots early in their shot clock and easy buckets.
UMBC wins the tip in the home Grays. It's New Hampshire in the road Blues. Ace Valentine with the basketball on the Retrievers' first possession. UMBC, as we mentioned in the open, 1-0 in conference play. New Hampshire, this is a big game. You fall to 0-3 in conference play early, and you're in some trouble. And DJ Armstrong puts up the first points of the afternoon.
Yeah, DJ Armstrong, a pronounced great three-point shooter in this conference, can also shoot from the mid-range, as you saw there, getting the Retrievers' first bucket. New
Hampshire's 4 of their 5 starters are transfers. The only returner is Davide Poser. First possession for the Wildcats. Here's El Shakari inside with a backside feed for Squire, and John Squire ties it at 2.
And that's what Squire will do. I mean, Shakari's a tough guard for anybody. He can go outside and penetrate, as you saw there, and then dish off to John Squire. Squire's not going to shoot many shots, but he can get it around the basket. He's really efficient.
UMBC shooting about 47% for the campaign. New Hampshire bottom 3 in the conference at 41%. A three-pointer put up by Riley Jacobs in the corner. Rebound to El Shakari. Here's Keyjon Robinson up top. Look at El Shakari to the basket. A strong move and one for the big center.
What an impressive move by El Shakari down the lane. Out top, you got to cover him from 3. He will shoot 3. Not great at the three-point percentage, but you got to cover him and then taking it down the lane. Look at this shot. Nice secondary break. El Shakari to the basket and gets the foul.
He challenged Josh Odunawo for UMBC and wins it. El Shakari, Bilal El Shakari, a junior, 6'8", 220 from Alexandria, Egypt. Not Virginia, but Egypt, a long way home, and he completes the three-point play.
Yeah, I love Shakari's game. I mean, again, he plays inside out. He's not going to shoot a great percentage from 3, but he's just got a kind of a pro game, kind of a stretch 5 game, and it's impressive. He really gets the Wildcats into their offense.
Wildcats have scored the last 5. Josh Odunawo with a short baseline jumper. It's no good. El Shakari again. And Keyjon Robinson pushing the pace. El Shakari with the dish. Here's Jack Graham, the shooting guard. Nice move inside. Hesitation inside. King with the rebound for UMBC. King taking on some traffic inside the lane and lays it home.
And talking about pace, UMBC on the pace right there on the transition. Jalakai King getting in the lane and finishing.
Well, they're running stuff through El Shakari this afternoon early on. El Shakari now on the receiving end. Odunawo inside. Wow.
Wow, all we've talked about is some El Shakari here in the first 5 minutes in this game, first 3 minutes of this ball game. He's playing like Shaq himself around the basket and flushing it home.
Well, you talked to Nathan Davis yesterday, and he made a point about El Shakari. He is the biggest matchup problem for other teams that they have. Here's Poser to the basket, and wow, it's a big start for New Hampshire.
Davide Poser, the only returner out of their top 9 players from last year's team, showing he can take it off the bounce to the basket.
Poser, 6'4", a junior from Veneto, Italy. He's got 2 here for New Hampshire this afternoon. Quick pace, just like New Hampshire likes it. Jacobs, spin move. Take it on Squire. That won't go. El Shakari cleans it up, and they do push it. Poser from 3. Box out by Odunawo. Yeah, this is exactly what Nathan Davis was talking about yesterday.
Yeah, they make you play, man. I tell you, the defense, they're more of an offensive team, but they do play hard on defense.
16:57. It's our first whistle of the basketball game. Here's Jim Ferry, a winner everywhere he's gone, D3, D2, and D1. And now with UMBC in his 5th season here, looking to go 2-0 for the first time in conference play in his career here at UMBC. Last time they did it, in fact, was 2020. 21. Jalakai King for three, won't go. Squire in front of Jacobs for the rebound. John Robinson with the basketball, picked up by Valentine. Robinson, a transfer from Hofstra. Jose with the drive. Now 10 to shoot here for New Hampshire.
Yeah, he likes to post up, finish up the shot clock. Oh, he went for another slam.
How about Jacobs right there?
Yeah, it was pretty good D, but the rim actually defended El Shakri from another block. He almost got it there.
Extra pass over to Caden Diggs, who's checked in. That won't go. Another rebound. UMBC has not had an offensive rebound yet in the game.
Yeah, UMBC just 2 for 8 from the floor as well. Just struggling right now offensively, knocking down shots.
Quick substitution also for UMBC with Odunawo now out of the game, and Caden Diggs is in.
And they're looking for a clear out again. Shell Shakri's got a lot of confidence. He thinks he can take the much smaller retrievers. A block call on Caden Diggs, trying to take a charge.
And we'll take a timeout.
Conference, and they shut UMBC's offense down. Caden Diggs has the kind of talent to take you one-on-one. He got 13 big points in that ball game for the win.
Substitutions here for New Hampshire. Kome Omobo has checked in, number 10, a junior from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's a transfer as well. A couple of schools, Iona and UCF.
Yeah, no, Omobo is a really good player. He had a career high, or season high, 18 points against NJIT on Thursday. He's a guy that'll just take you right at the rim. So UMBC's got to try to double him when he gets down there and see if they can strip him of the ball.
Also the true freshman Tyler Bike wearing number 00 from Merrimack, New Hampshire. The only player for New Hampshire from New Hampshire. UMBC now with the basketball, trailing by 5. King, the top scorer for UMBC and one of the top 5 in the conference. Valentine is the leader in assist to turnover ratio. 60 assists, only 19 turnovers for UMBC in 14 games. Really handling the ball well. Now 5 to shoot.
You got to be really impressed with New Hampshire's defense right now, man. They're really crowding the retrievers, giving them no looks in their offense.
First offensive rebound, and it didn't touch, Valentine's shot didn't touch the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. Jose Tanchin with the rebound for UMBC.
Yeah.
There's a look at Nathan Davis, their head coach, and and he's been a winner wherever he's gone, 2-time NCAA participant at Bucknell. But the one thing that he mentioned yesterday to you that I thought was interesting, he talked about his team. He mentioned Groundhog Day,
yeah,
and they have to get away from that.
What happens is they're a really good team. When they're playing their best, they're one of the best teams in the conference. They can play that level. The problem is they have too many lulls where they get into stretches that are horrible, and they got to get out of those stretches sooner. See Ace Valentine there finishing one for the retrievers on transition, but right now New Hampshire has to avoid those long stretches where they're just really bad, according to Coach Davis.
So the retrievers pushing the pace on that one to climb back to within 3. Here's Amobo with the basketball and Tanchin. Now, we didn't see Jose Tanchin at all for UMBC against Maine. He gets an early insertion here, and another off the bench is Giannis Xanthopoulos, and he can't convert. A freshman from Greece. And Valentine again to the basket in front of Anthopoulos, but he can't finish it, and so the rebound to the Wildcats.
And your point about Jose Tanchin playing in this game is just the size. You can see some of the size that they bring into the game, New Hampshire-wise. So Tanchin's got to match up with the bigger Xanthopoulos, who's 6'10", 220.
And Valentine again rolls it in for the Retrievers. A quick 4, and UMBC within 1. So Tanchin on the floor, Diggs on the floor. A lot of substitutions here for the Wildcats. And they go generally 9 deep. Poser still in the basketball game.
And this could be a mismatch for them there with, right there.
Okomo.
Fantastic move with Amobo taking it to the basket.
Amobo.
Yeah, Amobo taking it to the basket. He had Ace Valentine on him, so that's kind of started his idea of kind of taking Valentine to the basket. And UMBC came over with help, but just Amobo with a better finish.
High energy player, athletic. He can score in the paint. Nice addition off the bench for Nathan Davis. 13-15 left in the half. Here's King. Hasn't taken a shot yet until now. Draws the foul. Jalakai King will go to the line.
Yeah, Jalakai King is going to be a really tough matchup for the freshman Tyler Bike. Let's take a look at this replay here. Jalakai King doing the crossover. Bike playing good, strong defense, but just I think there's a reach in. Got the foul on Kennedy.
So we had a chance to speak to Jalakai King in the postgame the other day after the main game and asked him about his post-college ambitions. And he wants to be a NASA scientist, and he's wanted to be that basically for almost his whole life.
Yeah, you actually asked Coach Ferry, so you have a rocket scientist on your team. And Ferry just shook his head. He says, yeah, I guess so. I think Ferry's a little concerned.
Yeah, when the players are smarter than the coach.
Well, most players will always say they're smarter than the coach.
That's true. Graham back in the game for New Hampshire. King at the line for the second of two, leads UMBC in scoring, just under 15 per game. King is third in the conference. He'll have to settle for one of two. And Xanthopoulos pulls it away for New Hampshire. Here's Bike, the guard, wearing number 0. His mother has steal here, and King lays it up and in. We got a tie game.
Great defense by Jalakai King, overplaying that passing lane across the top of the key with the steal and the fast break layup. 5
for King. I was about to say that Tyler Bike's mother, Stephanie Schubert, was a great player here at New Hampshire back in the day. UMBC taking that one away on the boards. Here's King again. He's got the ability to line it up quickly. Digs for 3. He can hit it, and he's got it.
Yeah, and that's UMBC's offense right there. Just great patience by Jalakai King penetrating the lane. The defense had to collapse on him, which wide open for Caden Diggs for 3 in the corner.
That's 7 in a row now. Actually, 8 in a row for UMBC. It's a 14-11 lead for the Retrievers. Boy, the game can change. Bike. Left-handed 3 from way downtown.
Yeah, Tyler Bike, he's got that range. He shoots 42% from three-point range. You got to cover him from deep. Just nice, strong move by the freshman.
Plays taller than 5'10". Really tough guy. Takes control off the bench at the point. We got a good one here. Tied at 14, under 12 minutes to go. Pull up for King. And the rebound off the floor to Xanthopoulos. And again, New Hampshire pushing pace. Omobo. Hand off to Kennedy, back to Omobo. Tanchin with the size. Was right there, paid body up defense. New shot clock here. Well, they really do fly around, don't they, Rick? Straight away, Graham for 3, and he drills it.
The answer to that is yes, Gary. They do fly around. Just waiting for that Jack Graham long 3, arching 3 to fall. I like this kid, Graham. He's a transfer out of Richmond. Had 18 against St. Louis, had 17 against Nebraska. He struggled the last couple of games in the conference play, but he's a fine player.
King with a wild try. Not sure what the chances of probability on that one were. Graham, his first 3-pointer, he's got 29 for the season.
Again, another mismatch with Imobo if he wants to take Jalakai King off the bounce.
Speaking of King, how about that?
Yeah,
overplaying on defense.
Absolutely. Consistent with his team, and they'll be well. They've got enough talent. As you can see here, their record may be 4-11, but they're a really good team.
15 years as a head coach, 5 Coach of the Year awards, over 270 wins for Nathan Davis, 2 times in the NCAA with the Bucknell Bison. Keyshawn Robinson back on the floor. R.J. Kennedy with the basketball. 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot, and that's it. A shot clock violation. The Wildcats did not recognize the short clock.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone on that court in blue just did not have an idea the shot clock was running down. There was no kind of rush to get that shot off.
So the Wildcats still with a 3-point lead. Josh Odunawo in his second year here in the program for UMBC back on the floor.
Give New Hampshire's defense credit. I mean, they've taken a page out of the main playbook from Thursday. They're really overcrowding the 3, really playing aggressive half-court defense and making it tough on UMBC.
Diggs to the basket, and he shuffled the feet. Turnover UMBC. Cougar Downing is checked in for the Retrievers. There's Diggs on the way back. Downing, a 3-point specialist. Take a look here.
Yeah, let's take a look and see if there's a tug on the defense, see if he actually pulled them into himself. Yeah, it felt like Squire kind of pulled him backwards, but Caden Diggs with too many steps there and gets the call.
That's the first turnover for UMBC. El Shakary back in the game. He's got Odunawo on his hip. Here's the kick out to Poser. Nice spin by Poser on Downing. That's a mismatch.
Great defense though by Downing, being straight up, just being tough and physical down low.
El Shakary again with Odunawo. The kick out. Keyshawn Robinson short. Offensive rebound. Jack Graham, El Shakary. The Wildcats are all over the offensive glass.
Yeah, Jack Graham taking the baseline. Nice floater, teardrop. Ball comes off. You got to box out. And El Shakary coming with the offensive rebound. You can see there was good there, but there was no box out whatsoever. on El Shakri coming from the baseline. Cougar Downing was just too far under the basket. I think he was trying to guard a couple of guys there, but I'm not sure it was his fault. But El Shakri just, offensive rebounding is about going to get the ball, and there's a guy that does well. This team averages about 10 offensive rebounds per game, so they'd love to get after it. They will not sit and watch the defense pick up a defensive rebound.
Bilal El Shakri at the free throw line, the junior, 6'8", 220, but he plays even bigger than that. Best defensive rebounder on the team leader in rebounds, defensive rebounds, field goal attempts, free throws made, steals and blocks. He does it all from the low post. And he can step out.
Yeah, and he averages about 10 points a game, so he's not like he's scoring a ton of points, but you can just see he just impacts the game from all levels.
5-point lead for New Hampshire after the Retrievers had taken a 3-point lead. Wildcats on an 8-0 run. Diggs and Odunawo on the floor at the same time now for UMBC. That zone defense there giving trouble for the Retrievers. And now Odunawo, they say, shuffling the feet is Squire.
Yeah, good defense. I don't know if it was Cougar Downing or somebody got their hand as Squire was moving up the court, got his hand in the passing lane.
It's interesting. We talked to Jim Ferry the other day at practice, and he said he doesn't have a great opportunity often to have Diggs and Odunawo on the court at the same time, but he does right now.
Yeah, and he likes that because Josh Odunawo is a natural 5. He's not a 4. So when Riley Jacobs is in the game, he's having to play 4. Jim Ferry feels he's much more comfortable in the 5 spot.
8:40 left. Poser.
Nice pass.
Nice pass back. Oh, look at this baseline drive.
Yeah, this is that's the hockey assist by Poser down to Squire, down to the flush for El Shakri to the basket. Great ball movement, great offense by the Black Bears.
Just how they drew it up, no doubt about it. 7-point lead for New Hampshire, their largest lead of the afternoon. Wildcats have come out on fire. Downing, step back 3, yes! Big bucket for UMBC.
Sometimes when the offense gets down and you don't have the flow, you've got to have some individual efforts. And there was a nice step back by Cougar Downing to pick up a big 3 for the Retrievers and a crucial point here in the first half.
Cougar shooting 40% from distance.
And here's that mismatch. Ace Valentine, El Shakri. They want to clear it out. He's got room and got space.
Diggs lurking around. Let's see what El Shakri does. And looks like Valentine will commit. Clock stops with 7:46. And we'll take a timeout. Here, watch the play.
Yeah.
Back to the game, though. Interesting conversation with Danny Lawson before the game started on the Thursday-Saturday turnaround early in the year.
Yeah, I mean, these teams not playing a lot of games, so early in the season, these non-conferences are spread out. It's tough playing the Thursday night game Saturday afternoon, and it takes usually 2 or 3 weeks to get used to that. And he says it'll be interesting to see how both teams react playing Thursday night.
Another turnover here. Well, let's see if it.
Yeah, great play on defense there, knocking the ball off Cougar Downing. I think the officials are going to talk about it, but it looks like El Shakri.
No, I thought it was a turnover as soon as New Hampshire touched it.
No, it was a backcourt violation. Correct.
Exactly, yeah.
I think so when El Shakri touched it, it was the backcourt violation. There was no tip in the front court.
So it'll be UMBC basketball. That's the 5th turnover for New Hampshire. And they are a pretty good ball. In fact, both of these teams are excellent ball handling teams.
Yeah, absolutely. They do take care of the ball.
Valentine back in the game for UMBC. After an early exit, haven't seen Riley Jacobs in a while. Diggs will pop from 3. 0 for 2 from downtown.
Retrievers got to start converting them. I mean, Ace Valentine got in the lane, got a nice pass. The defense collapsed on him. Got to knock down these open shots.
Yeah, had a nice open look. El Shakri now with Odunawo.
This is a mismatch. So they'll just clear out the entire side and let El Shakri go. And if you double down, he'll kick it out.
El Shakri with a nice touch.
That's 11 points for El Shakri, just having a great game right now.
11-6, 11-7 actually.
He had a season high of 19 against Harvard earlier in the season.
Well, on pace to demolish that. Foul called on the drive by Valentine. It'll be on the floor, and it'll be on R.J. Kennedy.
I think as far as UMBC trying to stop El Shakri is, you double him down. He's a great passer. I mean, he's really looking to pass first. He's not looking to go to the basket and score. So you try to double down on him, he'll kick it out for a 3.
John O'Neill has checked into the game, making his 10th appearance, wearing number 24, a sophomore from Cackinaw, Wisconsin. Tanchin back in the game for UMBC. So, and DJ to the basket, it won't go, but he'll draw the foul. But Tanchin getting a lot of minutes here early on as Jim Ferry recognizes he needs to have somebody match up with the guy underneath.
And he talked about Tanchin not playing in that main game the other day. There's a replay of this move by DJ Armstrong down the lane. Nice little teardrop. He gets the foul. Good line shooting, too. He's a 90% free throw shooter. But back to Tanchin, he didn't play in the main game, and he was sort of the odd man out. And as Coach Ferry said in the post-game press conference, any given day it's going to change, and Jose's opportunity could be Saturday, and here you go.
DJ after career high 31 against Coppin, only 8 shots the other night against Maine, 9 points.
Yeah, and again, he's one of the top shooters in this conference, so the scouting report's going to be all about him, and they're taking that away from him. So other guys have got to step up, which they did against Maine on Thursday.
Bike with the basketball. He's back in the game. Over to Kennedy. 6:15 to go in a 4-point game. Bike open for 3. Second of the day.
Yeah, you got to guard that. I mean, they're collapsed on the defense and left Tyler Bike wide open for 3.
He is a 43% three-point shooter this year.
Now you can see why. He's just got a great stroke.
20 for 45. Valentine can't get the finish after a nice move. And again, they push it. Kennedy inside. Tanchin drives it home. And Jim Ferry wants a timeout. Largest
6 guys that can absolutely play, coming from other Division I programs that can get after it. And they've got offense, they've got defense, they've got coaching. They got the full package right now, and they're showing against the Retrievers.
And look at their early season schedule. Vermont to open, and then a vastly improved NJIT team on the road. Dalen Dickerson is checked in for the first time. King leaves it off the back rim. Rebound comes down to Graham. And again, that pace, New Hampshire really dictating here to UMBC.
You can see they're not looking to shoot right away or shoot early. They just want you to play defense the entire shot clock. So whenever they get an easy bucket, they're going to take it. They're going to make you play defense the entire shot clock.
Riley Jacobs has checked back in for UMBC. And coming inside and open is O'Neal for a pair.
O'Neal not getting a ton of playing time for this team, but coming in there making an impact right away.
It's an 11-point lead for New Hampshire. UMBC had a 14-11 lead. And that three-pointer won't go. O'Neal pulls it down. But since then, it's been a 19-5 run for New Hampshire. This one is off by Graham out of bounds.
We talk about them wanting to shoot, good shots. And that was not a good shot by Graham off the transition. A little deep. I think they could have waited to look at a lot better shot. But back to UMBC, right now their offense is out of flow once again. Against Maine, you understand how great defense they're playing. This New Hampshire team is also playing really great defense, and UMBC is just not in their flow. They want to push the ball around, get it popping, let it get stuck, and try to get some dribble penetration and kicks, and they're just not getting the cuts that they usually get.
Here's a cut from DJ. UMBC shooting 31% for the game. DJ with a left-hand floater.
Yeah, it's a great individual effort by DJ Armstrong to finish there in the paint with multiple defenders on him.
6 for DJ Armstrong. It's a 9-point game. Amobo the double team, and he will carry the basketball.
And that's a scouting report on Amobo right now. And Danny Lawson, we talked to him earlier about kind of how they were going to approach that. He had 18 points against NJIT the other night. And what happens is when he starts to dribble and try to take it to the basket, you can get him from the weak side, and that's where UMBC doubled and made him turn the ball over.
6 turnovers for New Hampshire. Nathan Davis, their head coach, says when Amobo plays well, we play well. See if Retrievers can cut into that 9-point deficit. Dickerson denied. Dickerson back to the basket. That's a strong effort by Dalen Dickerson.
Yeah, Taylor Dickerson took it great at giving Amobo kind of so far in the first half, just pounding the boards, being really aggressive. Again, this team gets 10 offensive rebounds per game. They only got 3 so far, so it's not killing UMBC, but they're not giving UMBC any second efforts as well. UMBC only has 1 offensive rebound. Right now, New Hampshire dominating the boards.
Well, maybe one of the reasons why they only have 3 is because they're shooting 52% from the floor.
I mean, if you don't miss, you can't get...
Yeah, something like that. I think I learned that in, math.
In math?
In math. Oh, man.
Dalen Dickerson at the line, shooting 72% free throw shooter.
Dickerson, the junior, second year in the program. He flashed through that game against Maine on Thursday night, only had 6 minutes. but had a big impact.
Oh, yeah,
a couple of buckets, couple of rebounds. Yeah.
We talked about how the offense was stymied based on Maine's defense, and it took individual efforts, and he made a couple of great individual moves to the basket to finish.
Hits both of them here, cuts the lead down to 7 now for the Wildcats. Keyshawn Robinson back in the game for New Hampshire at the point. In fact, they're back to their original starting 5, so the rotation all the way through the first 16, 17 minutes of the game, and that's going to be a turnover on Robinson.
Yeah. We highlighted Keyshawn Robinson at the start as kind of one of their plug primary players, and right now he's held scoreless, not really doing much. There, a turnover by Robinson.
And I think you can credit UMBC's defense on that because they packed it in and didn't allow that back door.
Yeah, no, they were flush on defense. They were really tight on everything and made it really difficult for them to get any kind of looks. Nice backdoor.
Speaking of backdoor.
Yeah, I think that was Riley Jacobs to Jalakai King on the back door. Nice move, nice pass.
And that's the second time in 2 games Jacobs has assisted on a back door. This is interesting. Jacobs and El Shakary.
Yeah, he's looking to pass outside. He's not looking to shoot immediately. He's looking for that double team to come and pass. Loose ball, 50-50 balls.
UMBC.
Yes, sir.
Jacobs credit on the El Shakary defense.
Shakary went for the dive. He looks like he's coming up a little limp. He hurt himself. I think he's going to be okay. A great effort by UMBC going down there and attacking that basketball. Again, 50-50 balls are crucial in close games, and chalk one up for the Retrievers right there.
El Shakary, as you say, limping on his way into the front court. See if it has any effect on his performance. UMBC's now cut it to 5.
Swing.
Valentine with the ball fake. Now inside drive. Patient. Extra pass. DJ for 3.
That's UMBC basketball, Gary, right there. You saw the patience on offense. Ace Valentine.
Talked to him the other day and said how much he learned from his dad through 30 years in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're around the game at that level, at the NBA level, both of them, his dad was coaching and playing. I mean, you're around some great basketball, great coaching. So you pick up a ton, and he's picked up a lot from his dad.
UMBC has picked up the defense here. That's going to be deflected out of bounds off the Retrievers.
And speaking of the UMBC's defense, it has picked up in the last few possessions. I think Coach Jim Ferry got into them about a timeout or so ago, and since then we've seen the intensity really pick up on the defensive end, making it really difficult for New Hampshire to get good shots.
Yeah, they have matched New Hampshire's intensity. What a feed from El Shakary. Wow. R.J. Kennedy converts.
Yeah, that was a great feed. I mean, that was a spin pass across the lane by El Shakary, and Kennedy recognizing, went down the lane and found the pass and the 2.
What can't El Shakary do, I guess is the question. Lead back up to 4. Coming up on 2 minutes now left in the half. Dickerson picked up by Poser. Quick trip to the basket, and again, Dickerson attacking the hoop. That quick first step.
Yeah, Dickerson has that quick first step, and that's what he does, love to attack the downhill to the basket. Let's take a look at this, kind of ball fake. Poser bites on it. Dickerson to the basket, gets contact by Squire. I think one note we want to make, though, and I don't think we caught this on camera, is that Jack Graham, their starting guard, left the court. I think it was an ankle injury or a leg injury. His trainers took him to the locker room. He's not on the bench right now, so something to watch here the rest of the first half, certainly, and then see if he comes back in the second half.
So R.J. Kennedy is in for Graham, and now Bike comes in for Poser. So they've got Kennedy, Bike, and Robinson in the backcourt. Dickerson for the second of 2, and he misses. It's a 3-point game. Dickerson, a 6'6" junior from Kaufman, Texas, averaging 17 minutes a game, 6.5 points per game.
Crucial couple of minutes here to end the first half to see who's got momentum going into the locker room.
UMBC packing in that defense, and now El Shakary with Jacobs. El Shakary the spin, Jacobs there to no avail.
Yeah, he's just so calm and patient in there, just knows where to move. Great footwork and finish left hand off the glass.
Now, UMBC has to figure out something with El Shakary in the second half, no doubt. Retrievers trailing it by 5, 1:20 to go. Dickerson with a spin, nice move over Graham, and again Dickerson penetrating and creating.
Dalen Dickerson certainly having an impact here for the Retrievers in the first half. Getting downhill into the lane. He loves that spin move when he gets to the lane. And if you're the defense from New Hampshire, you want to kind of spin around because he will come back at you. You can see he loves to kind of spin off the defender and gets contact, going to the line, shooting 2.
Dickerson's 3rd trip to the free throw line. He's 3 for 4 so far this afternoon. Does not get the roll here. Retrievers shooting only 69% from the charity stripe as a team this year. Dickerson, first career double-double, was at Morgan State, 18 and 10. That was the game that DJ Armstrong hit the buzzer beater to beat the Bears. 1 of 2 again, and it's a 4-point game with 1:16 left, and they throw it out, but it's going to be out of bounds off King.
We talk about UMBC's depth quite a lot on these broadcasts, and just Dalen Dickerson is a good example. There are times where he doesn't get a lot of minutes, but UMBC is so deep, they can come off the bench, and any one of these guys can pick up and have great games, and you can see Dalen Dickerson have one right now. Really impacted for this game.
Dickerson 6 free throw attempts in 5 minutes for UMBC late here in the first half. Bike looking inside, not there. Here's Keyshawn Robinson now, less than a minute to play. 10 to shoot here for Robinson. Jacobs out on Robinson. Now they get the mismatch. El Shakri with Valentine. El Shakri, tough one. Oh, my God, I almost hit that from way outside.
Oh, Lord.
Robinson picks up the garbage.
Ace Valentine just couldn't pick up the loose ball. And Robinson gets it and puts it in. Just a bad mistake for the Retrievers. Should have had that and off and running.
See how big of a basket that is. 11-second differential here, so New Hampshire will get another try. Valentine looking in on Graham. Valentine. And it was Squire actually on the defense, and now he comes up lane. 12 seconds to play, plenty of time here.
The Squire can't get across half court.
Now Bike's going to go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Bike, 1 second, lets it fly and knocks it down. That's a huge last 30 seconds for New Hampshire.
I'm curious to see if UMBC actually comes out here in the second half and plays some zone, because when NJIT went zone in the second half against New Hampshire, they went on a 14-0 run. So be curious to see if UMBC tries some zone here in the second half.
Back to El Shakri, picked up by Jacobs. El Shakri again on the baseline here. The dish to Squire. Boy, he can do it all, can he?
Well, Shakri's getting so much attention from everybody right now. They came over and double-teamed him, which left Squire wide open inside for a nice, easy lay-in.
So here's a number for you. El Shakri with 13 and 8 for the game. The 3 guys who have guarded El Shakri, Odunawo, Jacobs, and Tanchin, no points, 3 rebounds combined against El Shakri. Right now, Odunawo in the game with El Shakri. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Odunawo inside the lane, floats it home for 2.
Yeah, nice pass by DJ Armstrong into Odunawo inside. Be nice seeing Josh Odunawo start to get going a little bit. Needs to get some confidence, get some momentum in his offensive game.
First bucket of the afternoon for Odunawo, who missed some time earlier in the year. But plantar fasciitis also limited his ability in the summer. Squire and Jacobs, and he rolls it home over Riley Jacobs.
Yeah, nice 2-man game by the Wildcats there, getting it down to Squire inside. Just, they're so patient right now. They have a lot of confidence in their offense. They don't need to rush anything, and they're getting good looks.
6 for John Squire from Sausalito, California. One of my favorite places in the country, actually. Wouldn't mind being from Sausalito. Jacobs on a drive, and he is fouled, I believe, by Squire.
We talked to Riley Jacobs after the game against Maine, and he talked about how they're not really guarding him on the three-point line. You could see there they're just giving him that shot. He didn't take it, but kind of pump faked and got in the lane and got some contact for the foul.
It's a foul on the floor, giving the Retrievers 20 on the clock. Valentine, baseline drive, and banks it home.
Yeah, nice end out of bounds play from Ace Valentine. More of an individual effort, though, by Valentine to see his crease and a seam down on the baseline and taking it to the basket.
Let's go over to Phoebe Florian, who spoke to Nathan Davis at the half. Phoebe, you got it.
Thank you, Gary. Coach Davis told me when they won the rebound battle in the first half, what contributed to their success was they were playing hard and they had good concentration, but he said they need to do it long enough to win the game. Also, UMBC closed the gap towards the end of the first half. He said they turned the ball over too many times and they were mismatched with UMBC during a lot of that last part of the half. So they need to stay down and be physical when the ball is in the paint. And also, as you can see, both players who seem to be injured in the first half, Graham and Squire, are both back out on the floor. And he said they're going to try and give it a go and see how they feel into this second half. Back to you, Gary.
And Squire just took one in the face there on the defense. Crowd didn't like it. It was a little bit of a delayed call.
It was a little sort of an NBA call there, but just what you missed there during the hit. by Phoebe was UMBC on a fast break, and they convert on a fast break layup. But what happens is New Hampshire, they want to push, and they will run after made baskets. And you saw a great example there of running after a made basket. Got the ball down to Squire down low, and he got fouled on the basket around the rim.
DJ with 11 now for UMBC. Squire misses the first. It's an 8-point lead. Looks like Squire going to take a blow here. Mobo checks back in the game for New Hampshire.
Or they don't lose much with a Mobo back in the game because he's, again, real physical presence, loves to take that basketball downhill, attacks the rim.
44-36, just underway here in the second half. UMBC trailed by 9 at the break. 10 to shoot here for UMBC. Armstrong all the way to the hoop, and he lays it home.
Fantastic move by DJ Armstrong to the basket. Again, they're running him off the three-point line, not allowing him to get his threes in. But once you do that, you pump fake, get to the basket, and you convert it there from mid-range.
DJ now 5 for 5 on the afternoon. He's got a team-high 13 points. El Shackery. Back outside, another screen from Robinson. Posaire for 3. That's going to be long. El Shackery with the rebound, and he draws the foul. That's the 5th foul that El Shackery has drawn in the game.
Yeah, what's happening is UMBC's having to switch on some possessions, and if you get DJ Armstrong on El Shackery and you're trying to get a rebound, you're not going to be able to deal with the height advantage. You can see right here, it was a pick and roll, and there was a switch there, and El Shackery just down in the paint by himself. DJ's trying to box out, long rebound. He just can't out-muscle El Shackery in the paint.
El Shackery, a 62% free throw shooter. Probably the only part of his game that needs to improve. Actually, I say that. He's shooting 0.71 from 3.
Yeah, he's 2 for 28, I think, from 3 coming into this game. So, we talk about, you don't need to guard him out there. I don't think he's going to take as many shots as he has earlier in the season.
So 0 for 2 on that one, and King gets the rebound. Odunawo up top.
Ace Valentine looking up the floor, finds Odunawo. No one found him underneath, so Shackery late to the possession.
Odunawo had no points in the first half. He's got 4 here in the second. Another offensive rebound, and the pass is blocked out of bounds by Jacobs. And again, New Hampshire just dominating on the glass.
Yeah, they're just, you're getting after it. And we talk about offensive rebounds, just want and getting after it. You know that you've seen some giving up early in the game. You start to get really excited to go after the basketball.
5-1 on the offensive glass for New Hampshire.
UMBC actually in the zone now, so they're a 2-3 zone. Let's see if that impacts this New Hampshire team.
And now it's 6-1 after that one.
You want to attack this by going to the middle, so you actually want to go to El Shackery, but they don't. They take for the 3.
How about El Shackery again on the offensive glass? Blocked by Jacobs.
Yeah, fantastic play by Jacobs to come over and help out on defense, get that block, but UMBC's got to clean up the offensive rebounds. Just too many of them for New Hampshire. Take a look right here real quick before we get back to the play. Yeah, nice block.
El Shackery again. Wheels it out to Posaire for 3.
And that's how you beat the zone. You move that ball around and you find your shooters out on the wing. Posaire drilling a big 3 for New Hampshire out of UMBC zone.
That's 3 assists now for El Shackery. Lead back up to 7. That was a big possession.
Great cut by Jalakai King. Just couldn't control the pass. Great pass by Valentine. Tough turnover. He was wide open for an easy layup, I believe.
And El Shackery picks up the loose ball. El Shackery again, this time on Jacobs. Gonna work baseline.
Oh, just too easy.
15 for El Shackery, who took over early and continues to take over now. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Only 1 turnover for El Shackery in 17 minutes. Lead is back up to 9, which is what it was at the half. Odunawo, his 3rd bucket in the second half.
Yeah, Josh Odunawo, we talked about the importance of getting him going, getting his confidence going offensively. He's got it right now. Nice little jump hook over Imobo.
El Shackery from the high post.
But look how calm El Shackery is. Just there's no rush. Just take your time. Find what the defense gives you.
Robinson back to El Shackery, stolen away by Jacobs. They tried the pick and roll. Jacobs leaves it for King. Up top, Valentine. That one won't go. Offensive rebound from Odunawo, who has woken up here in the second half.
All-conference player. Didn't know whether he was going to come back and play for UMBC this year. He finally got the nod late in the summertime from the NCAA, and he's having an impact in this game.
El Shakary is out of the game. Tanchin is in for UMBC. Squire back in the game for the Wildcats, and Tyler Bike, the three-point specialist, also in the game for New Hampshire. Here's Tanchin trying to make a move on Squire. The turnaround, little right-hand hook won't go, and Squire pulls it away for New Hampshire. So one and done for UMBC. They've been out-rebounded by the Wildcats, 26-13.
Again, UMBC back in their 2-3 zone. This is the exact point in the game against NJIT where New Hampshire lost a 11-point lead, and NJIT went on a 14-0 run, right around that 14-15 minute mark.
Cougar Downing in the basketball game. Kennedy from three, that won't go. Tanchin, nice rebound on the baseline. Retrievers running. Valentine lays it up and in.
That was interesting. Cougar Downing was running with him, but he went out to spot up for the three, and Valentine took it right to the basket and converted.
UMBC has cut the margin now to 5. Amobo to the basket, rejected by Tanchin, and he keeps it in bounds. With El Shakary out of the game, the tenor changes. See how quickly El Shakary gets back in the game.
Tanchin's wide open for a three. He's got this shot in his repertoire.
Wow, 5 in a row.
It was interesting. Yates Valentine on the far side saw Tanchin spot up for three and found the big man for three.
And look who's coming back in the game. El Shakary to the scorer's table. It's a 2-point game, 49-47.
UMBC having some impact with this zone. That's what you do, inside out. Got to make shots.
Kennedy short. Valentine with a chance for UMBC to take the lead. 13 minutes left to play. Valentine, the kick out. Tanchin just hit a three. Now working on Squire.
Oh.
Tanchin ties it at 49.
Jose Tanchin coming in here, having an impact in this ball game.
It's a 7-point run for UMBC with Bilal El Shakary on the bench.
Got a timeout by New Hampshire. Got to regroup here. They're seeing Jay really strong. Nice little bump on Squire. And two. Tanchin feeling it for the Retrievers in the second half. 5 points, 2 for 3 from the floor. Big time move, putting Tanchin in the game. Did not play against Maine the other day, Gary. Coach Ferry said he might be the kind of guy you bring in and out. You never know. With UMBC's depth, Tanchin bringing it to the floor in this ball game.
Now he's going to have to deal with El Shakary, who's back in the game. 15 points, 10 rebounds. Poser for 3, that's short. Diggs now, all of a sudden New Hampshire can't buy a bucket. Cougar Downing in the game for UMBC. Here's Tanchin with El Shakary. The handoff to King. King the step back. And a pop!
Jalakai King, shooting 27% from three-point range. Loves the three, though. Knocks a big one down for the Retrievers.
10-0 run for UMBC. And the Retrievers have the lead.
And it's not Tanchin having to deal with. Yeah, nice shot, Graham.
Jack Graham.
How many times have I had to hesitate for that shot to come down in this ball game? He's a great shooter. But Tanchin's not having to deal with El Shakary. They're playing zone.
Another three, this one from Diggs.
Caden Diggs answering the three for the Retrievers. We've got a ball game, Gary. It's tight. Big shots being made.
Diggs with 6, the Retrievers 5 of 11 from beyond the arc. 55-52, 11:35 left. Don't you just love conference basketball? Poser, nice move, and the give back. Squire with the flush.
A nice ball movement for New Hampshire. Finishing with at the basket. That's how you beat the zone. You got to be patient, in and out. Move that ball, find seams, and finish.
1 point lead for UMBC. Diggs with Poser, rejected. Tanchin, floater, short, didn't even touch. Going to be New Hampshire ball.
Yeah, Caden Diggs is talking to the official, looking at his head like he thought it was contact there.
Josh Odunawo have changed the game.
Jose Roberto Tanchin coming to the game. 11 combined points here in the first 9 minutes. The second half have been big for the Retrievers. Also as big, the Retrievers going to that 2-3 zone at the right time. I knew they would probably go to this at some point based on NJIT's success on Thursday against New Hampshire. And right now they're having success and getting back in this ball game, playing their 2-3 zone.
Retrievers had 14 points in the paint in the first half and now 16 here in the second. They're tied at 30 inside the paint. El Shakary, another offensive rebound. The putback won't go, and somehow they get it again. Poser is fouled by DJ Armstrong.
One of the problems in a zone is rebounding, Gary, and obviously UMBC's had a problem with rebounding anyway in the first half, but here you go. You don't have somebody to go box out one-on-one, so it's got to be team rebounding. And you can see right now New Hampshire's getting 3 opportunities on this possession. UMBC's got to clean up the rebounding.
It's 10-2 on the offensive boards if they give those last 2 to New Hampshire. Here's Graham popping. Won't go. Diggs pulls it down. Diggs going to lead the break. Jacobs in the corner, picked up by Squire. DJ back in the game. UMBC fighting back from a 9-point deficit at the break. Diggs rejected from behind by El Shakiri.
Yeah, El Shakiri's just playing off on Riley Jacobs. No, he's not going to shoot that 3, so can protect the drive real quick and did a great job there on defense.
Attacking the zone. Here's Robinson getting a screen from Squire.
The middle's wide open on the zone. If they want to drop it and then kick, there it is.
Squire looks around. Takes Jacobs to the basket and lays it home.
And I think that's the play for New Hampshire. I mean, you go inside, you're going to have one-on-one and just let the New Hampshire bigs just take it. And that was a good example right there of Squire finishing over Jacobs.
Squire giving the Wildcats a 1-point lead.
I think we're going to see Jose Tanchin come back in the game, kind of clog up that middle a little bit more than what's happening right now. He's going to replace Riley Jacobs. Ace Valentine back in the game as well for Jalakai King.
I think you may see a lot of tension down the stretch here.
He's just much longer, a little more thicker right now than Riley Jacobs, and then so he can probably handle some of that punishment, some of that pushing, that physicalness down in the paint. Physicality, let's use that.
There you go. Tension for 3. That one's off. El Shakiri. Quick pass up ahead for Robinson as again, Wildcats pushing the pace. Robinson all the way to the basket and lays it home.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from their top player, Robinson, in this game, but coming down to crunch time, expect him to sort of get back in the game, get his groove going.
Robinson averaging over 12. He's only have 4 in the game. 3-point lead. Diggs taking El Shakiri to the basket. Kicks it out for Downing. 3-pointer. Got it. Tied at 58.
Really good offense by Caden Diggs, getting down the lane, getting that defense to penetrate, finding the wide open 3-point shooter, and Cougar Downing.
Couple of threes for Cougar Downing, now shooting well over 40% for the season. 8:36 left to go. Robinson for 3. It's short from way downtown and pretty early in the shot clock.
Yeah, not a real good shot by Robinson. I mean, again, the middle's wide open if they want to attack that zone in the middle. Right now, he took a really bad shot, which is not efficient for their offense.
DJ looking to attack. Valentine, corner for DJ. Step back, short. And again, controlling the boards, this time Graham.
Just go.
Squire.
Just go, yeah. He doesn't need to look for anything else. It's one-on-one inside.
Here's the kick out. R.J. Kennedy in the game, under 8 to play. Again, Squire, he's fouled by Tanchin.
Yeah, a little too physical down there. I'm not sure you had to do that. You bailed them out. They didn't in the first half.
Yeah, there you see it. UMBC out shooting UNH here in the second half. Double-digit scoring from DJ Armstrong with 13 for the Retrievers. Jalakai King has 10. But the star of the game is Bilal El Shakiri. 15 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists for New Hampshire in 23 minutes. Look at that zone.
Yeah,
yep.
And that guy can take you.
Mobo, but he can't finish. And he does the second time. Another offensive rebound.
Great move by Nathan Davis to put Mobo into that middle spot because it's a one-on-one opportunity, and he can take anybody straight to the glass. He's strong, physical, and can finish around the glass. And as you saw right there on the second effort, he got his bucket.
Wildcats back in the lead by 2. And Valentine going to be fouled by Bike.
Yeah, just
on the right elbow.
Great defense by New Hampshire because UMBC's having to force to do one-on-one, and they're easier to defend when UMBC has to play one-on-one. Right now, you're seeing some individual efforts. Valentine rarely getting in the lane there because New Hampshire's defense has just been really, really physical and tight.
Not a lot of fouls in this game. 10, actually 9 apiece. The only guy in foul trouble was Poser with 3. Davis with a take. Defense by Amobo. Valentine. Wow. Seen that all year from Ace Valentine.
Yeah, again, individual effort. Caden Diggs penetrating, got collapsed on, found Valentine on the wing and was able to dribble penetration and finish around the basket.
7 ties in this game.
It's just wide open.
Gonna miss the 3.
I'd let them shoot that 3 until they start making some. Try to shut down that middle.
That was the 600th point scored by Ace Valentine on that bucket. Gonna go for 2 more. And it's a 2-point lead.
He's really finished that part of his game. He's so physical, taking it down the lane, getting contact, and then they'll convert off the bat.
Diggs cuts off the baseline for Kennedy. Attacking the zone. Outside Graham. And no one inside there for New Hampshire. Downing, wide open look. That's too strong. Again, all this happening with El Shakary on the bench.
Yeah, it was a great find by Caden Diggs. Cougar down, just couldn't knock that one down. There's again the one-on-one opportunity inside. That's going to be there all day for them. That's all they need to do right now until UMBC can figure that out. It's a one-on-one matchup, and they've got players that can finish around the basket.
Amobo in the middle. Top notch, tied at 62 with 5:45 left. Largest lead for UMBC today has been 3.
There's another little jump hook, maybe. Yeah, finally. UMBC gets the call that New Hampshire got on the other end. Just
that Jim was lobbying for.
He might have got one from the officials. Both sides are just pounding down there, just force on force, playing some bully ball down there, trying to get shots off.
All right, so here we go, tied at 62 with 5:33 left. El Shakary back in the game.
Well, Shacary's not much the point. It's whoever's in the middle of that lane against the 2-3 zone is the one that's going to impact this game. And right now they've got a couple of guys like El Shakary who's going to finish, and Amobo being the other.
Valentine driving on Robinson, and the foul committed by Keyjohn.
And I don't know what UMBC does about it. I mean, they can go down and try to double the ball when it gets in the paint like that, but it's going to allow these wide open threes to be open. And right now New Hampshire has not been able to convert the three, so maybe that's what you give them until they start making a couple.
6 for 18 New Hampshire from three-point distance. Retrievers are 7 for 16. Diggs now with Amobo. Takes some drive baseline, and that quick first step draws the foul.
I mean, Caden Diggs is so good at that. I mean, that's his game right now. Get you on the wing. You have to back off of him. He'll shoot the three on you, but if you come up on him, he's going to take you to the rack.
So now all of a sudden in a tie game, Rick, that's 16 fouls on New Hampshire, just one away from putting UMBC in the 1-and-1. Diggs to the basket. It's a 2-point lead.
A beautiful play, end out of bounds. Ace Valentine finds Diggs flashing down the lane to finish off the glass.
All right, let's see what they do here with El Shakary in the middle. They go to a one-on-one now. They come back in the zone.
I mean, just drop it to him. I'm not sure. They're working too hard to get a shot. The shot.
Robinson looking.
Oh, he backed off.
And Robinson converts inside the lane.
The pump fake down low to El Shakary cutting drew all the attention. Robinson was wide open. I think Josh Aduno just backed off him for a 3-foot little jumper.
So Robinson now with a quick 4 after scoring only 2 in the first half. Diggs, that's off the back iron. And a chance for the Wildcats to take the lead, and here they come. Robinson with King, and Jalakai King moved his feet. That'll be a block and a hold. That's the second on King, 5th on the team, so the Retrievers still have 1 to give. 4:24 left in a tie game. El Shakary baseline with Odunawo. Rejected by Odunawo, and they call a foul on Odunawo.
Wow, Odunawo had used his dribble, so he had nowhere to go. He had to kind of cut baseline. Let's take a look at that. You see, he had already used his dribble at this point, so he had nothing left. Why do you leave the baseline wide open? Yeah, there was contact on the arm by Odunawo. I'm a little bit of contact. You know, it was a foul. If you're going to call it, you got to call it at both ends, and they probably will, but there was contact there.
So here we go with El Shakary, 3 for 5 from the line this afternoon. Only a 62% free throw shooter on the season. So now he's left 3 points at the line in a tie game. Missed them both. 4 straight misses for El Shakary from the free throw line. King to the basket. He is run over by Poser. And if that is on Poser, that'll be number 4.
We're seeing a lot of contact on both ends of the court, Gary, by these teams. It's getting real physical. The officials are making calls. And here you go. Again, Jalakai King going downhill. Poser just with a push-off. Yeah, absolutely, that's a foul.
So it'll be a 1-and-1 here for King. And again, this is a situation where the UMBC Retrievers have been hurt from time to time this year. Free throw shooting late in games.
Jalakai King, a 78% free throw shooter.
At the line of shooting 1-and-1, Jalakai King.
It's a big free throw right here with 4:07 left after El Shakiri just missed a pair for New Hampshire. King now with 11 points this afternoon, leading scorer for UMBC, 3rd leading in the conference. Rattles it home, and it's a 2-point lead for UMBC.
UMBC showing a little three-quarter court pressure, just kind of slow the pace down, get some time off that shot clock as they drop back into their 2-3 zone.
Poser still in the game for the Wildcats with 4 fouls. Nicely done.
It's too easy. The middle's just wide open. Nice touch pass from El Shakiri down low to Squire for the flush.
Looks like the Wildcats, Rick, have learned from that experience against NJIT on how to handle the zone. 3:35 left to go in this one. DJ looking for a shot. El Shakiri on DJ. Now 5 to shoot coming up.
It's going to take another one-on-one effort here.
Valentine, step back 3. It's too strong. Tipped away by Odunawo, but right into the hands of Graham. Now New UNH with a chance for the lead.
See, they run some motion, and then eventually they'll get their inside cuts by Shakiri there.
Robinson for 3. That's the first big shot he's hit all day.
Absolutely, and he's a clutch, big-time player. You knew he was going to make an impact in this game down the stretch, and hits a big 3 right there.
How about the defense from Poser?
Wow, 50-50 ball.
Get it back. Valentine tried some English on it. The reverse, it won't go. That's a big miss.
That's a big possession, absolutely. UMBC grabs a 50-50 ball, come down, and not able to convert on the layup.
Here's now got to get a stop. 2:29 to go.
Yeah, New Hampshire taking their time, just going to run their offense, trying to get the best look they can get.
UMBC lays back in that zone. The Squire comes out. King fights through it. Robinson inside. They kick it out. Poser with the floater at the buzzer.
Yeah, Jim Ferry's talking about he thinks that the time had expired. They're going to review this. The officials are going to go look at the tape and see if he got it off. I'm not sure. It looked like it might have been good.
I think it's going to count. We'll, of course, wait for the...
Try to get somebody a look. You know, my vote is for DJ Armstrong coming off a pick. Show a little bit of a full court pressure a little bit by New Hampshire, trying to take some time off the shot clock for the Retrievers.
You just saw Nathan Davis with arms folded across his chest on the sideline. Can't be pleased with the referee's decision, but it stands. 69-66. It's a one-possession game with 2 minutes to play.
They've got nothing going right now. Again,
that New Hampshire defense, Tanchin back in the game.
6 on the shot
to King,
clock.
5 to shoot. King for 3.
Oh.
Knocks it down.
I'll tell you, Jalakai King has hit some big threes in a Retriever uniform this season. None bigger than that one right now, with 1:30 left in this ball game.
A team high 15 for King. We're tied at 69. Look at that, 3-pointers in the second half. Retrievers at 50%. Robinson with a strong. How about that?
Yeah, you've got to have better defense on that down the stretch. Can't have an uncontested layup by their best player in the final minute and a half.
Robinson's woken up here with 5 quick ones late, 7 in the second half.
That's what top players do, man. They take games over, make big plays like this guy.
Tied at 71, another backdoor cut.
Nice pass by Caden Diggs. The overplay by the defense by New Hampshire allows DJ Armstrong to go to the basket.
Tied at 71 with 1:01 to go. That is the 12th tie of the game. Watch this here.
Let's take a look at that. It looks like UMBC was in their man-to-man. They weren't in their zone in that possession. Again, nice kind of pick and slip by Robinson to the basket for the finish. And then how about this backdoor cut? When you overplay on defense, that's what you've got. DJ recognized it, got to the basket, and finished at the glass.
DJ 6 of 7 from the field, 15 points. Jalakai King 5 of 9 from the field, 15 points. And Valentine 6 of 14 from the field with 12. There's a look at the UMBC bench. Retrievers shooting 50.9% from the field, but 63% in the second half.
Yeah, they're just making shots. Again, I'm not excited and thrilled with the offense, except for those kind of possessions. When you recognize the overplay, you go back door. We've seen a few of those. It's still a lot of, unfortunately, one-on-one opportunities for UMBC, but they've got those kind of skilled players. And Jalakai King, DJ Armstrong, Caden Diggs, for example, those three guys can take you off the mount and create things one-on-one.
UMBC, despite being out-rebounded by 15 rebounds, I should say, 36-21, and on the offensive glass by 11-2, are tied up with New Hampshire.
Well, it's going to be important right now that UMBC gives this team one shot on this end if you're a UMBC fan. I tell you, if you're New Hampshire, you got to take your time. My guess is UMBC is going to come back out, play their, looks like they're going to play man-to-man, which is interesting because they had so much success with the zone, although, again, New Hampshire was finding creases in the zone. UMBC has a lot of confidence in their man-to-man defense. Let's see how it performs in this possession.
Robinson all the way to the basket, inside for Squire. And he's going to be Squire, I think, did his head hit the deck. We saw that last year with Bryce Johnson.
Yeah, it was a strong move up into the paint. I think it was Jose Tanchin got him, fouled him, and he came right down. And it did sound the way to hit, like he did hit his head.
And they're motioning for the UMBC, actually both teams, to go to the sideline as Jack Squire.
But he's got 7 shots on the game, but he's 6 for 7. 1 second.
All right, so there you have the call. So Squire obviously is out of the game. He's not going to shoot the free throws.
And so Shakari will be chosen to shoot the free throws for New Hampshire. And obviously it was just a common foul, so that's what they ruled.
So Squire leaves the game with 13 points and 5 rebounds. Now El Shakari has missed 4 free throws in a row. So that streak is over.
62% free throw shooter coming into this game. As you mentioned, 4 for 8 from the line right now.
Second of 2 for El Shakari. And he only gets the 1. Less than a minute to go. The Retrievers trailing it by 1 here.
Just really aggressive defense by New Hampshire. Jalakai King
launches. It's going to be too strong. Tip down offensive rebound. Diggs. And he's fouled in the act with 33.9 left to play.
Great aggressive offensive rebound by Caden Diggs. It's not just watching, going to get it. But let's take a look at this from the top. Valentine over to Jalakai King for 3. But Caden Diggs just doesn't watch him. And he goes, attacks the offensive board, goes up. Thought he had a clean look at it, but just got hacked over the top by El Shakari.
So Diggs at the free throw line, a 71% shooter. And we're tied at 72. By the way, on the cross-court pass that got King open, he found
Valentine,
King. Yeah. How about Tanchin? I don't know if you saw it, with a screen on R.J. Kennedy.
Yep.
Get him free.
Created the space, absolutely.
Diggs for the second of 2. Retrievers have a 1-point lead. There's a 3.9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. El Shakari and Tanchin in the low post. Here we go.
Retrievers in their man-to-man defense. Got a mismatch with Robinson.
Now Diggs with Tanchin inside, 13 to play.
Robinson can take him off the bounce.
Robinson looking for El Shakari, backs it up and in. 7.7 to go, New Hampshire by 1. Here come the Retrievers, last possession. 5 seconds to go, and UMBC calls a timeout with 4.1.
So he might still want to see what UMBC lines up at and calls a timeout here.
I think you're absolutely right about it.
There it is.
There it is.
So, again, UMBC's got to come up with something. All they did was in their line set. So they don't really know what they're going to run out of that line.
Cats and dogs. They actually get along better than most people think. But I hear you. All right, DJ will bring it in for UMBC. Again, they line it up. 4.1 left to play. The Wildcats by 1. Valentine back to DJ. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And he's fouled.
Yeah, it was a great possession. They got the ball to DJ Armstrong. Everybody collapsed on him, and there was a bump. I don't know if it was Kennedy on the foul.
It's a 1-and-1 for DJ Armstrong. And Kennedy is asking, let's see, I'm not sure actually who the foul is on. But it doesn't matter. DJ's going to the line for 1-and-1.
Oh, look at Robinson standing in front of Armstrong.
DJ 2 for 2. DJ 2 for 2 from the line. He's a 91% free throw shooter on the season. He's 20 for 22 coming in. Now 22 for 24 and a timeout. And now, Xanthopoulos back in the game.
Yeah, and if this comes off, if your retrievers got to attack the basket.
Tie ball game at 74.
Clutch.
Now what happens?
Ice. If you're UMBC on this one, if it comes off, you do not want to foul. Just want to stay away and let this thing go to overtime. Ice.
1 point lead, 0.9 to play.
And Nathan Davis calls a substitution actually coming in. I think they're out of timeout.
They are.
And so for UMBC, the only way you're losing this game is if you foul somebody. You've got Josh Aduna who's going on the ball, trying to be tall and straight. Don't want to come across the line. And if you're UMBC down here, you cannot foul.
Do you have enough time for a catch and shoot, I guess is the question.
No.
Doesn't matter. What a basketball game. What a win.